Welcome to this week's episode of K-Pop Corner. I'm your host Adam Riley, and this week it's a Japanese takeover special. Yes, K-Pop Corner is the hottest show around the globe for Korean music and more. And this week we are triggering the and more section. We often head over to Hyper Japan. We go sometimes to their summer festivals and their Christmas markets. Sadly, we missed the summer festival this year, but we were there at the Christmas market at the end of 2016, where we had the chance to catch up with the Hoopers. The Hoopers follow a Takarazuka style. Some of you may remember we had Nao Masaoka on the show in the past. She was part of the Takarazuka Review, where beautiful ladies dress as pretty men. Back at Hyper Japan's Christmas market, the Hoopers really stole the show, flying around the stage, playing their stunning music, doing their acrobatic style of performances, whipping the crowd into a frenzy. On this week's show, we have the full audio interview with the Hoopers, plus we have their amazing singles. We're actually going to break up the show into several segments, so we'll play the first two singles from the Hoopers and then head straight into part one of the interview. This is K-Pop Corner. You can follow our updates on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.com/K-Pop Corner UK. You can catch all shows on Mixcloud.com/K-Pop Corner UK. We have all of our old Japanese specials on there, with the likes of Yunchi and Yana Kiku, for instance. We do have love for Japanese music as well as Korean, and we know you love it too. We'll kick off the show, as I said, with the first two singles by the Hoopers, their debut from 2015, Loving You, and then Chase You in the Rain. And then we'll go straight into part one of the interview, which features Paul from J-Pop Go and Roxy from My Magazine.
Hello, we are the Hoopers. You are listening to K-Pop Corner. Thank you. Thank you.
KPK. Check. Right speaker. Check. Mic. Check. Here we go.
よろしくお願いします。
What's your thoughts on the popularity of Japanese music in the UK?
難しいですでもなんだろう多分結構そのやっぱ有名な方とかだと本当にすごい今回宇多田ヒカルさんとかすごいアルバムの上位の方に入ったりとかっていうのがあるのですごいなんかやっぱり世界の方にもこういろいろ発信はしてるんですけどイギリスの方では意外とまだそんなに広まってはないのかなっていう気は私個人的には思っててでもなんかやっぱり日本っていろんなそのアニメだったりとかそういう自分たちがやってるようなそういうダンスみたいなボイッシュガールズグループっていう新しい文化をすごい海外の方って喜んで今日のライブとかでもすごい声出してくれたりとかでやっぱりすごい反応がいいからやっぱりまだそんなに全体的には広まってないのかもしれないけどすごい皆さんに喜んでもらえるような音楽なのかなっていう気がした。
Personally, I don't think maybe, except for somebody famous like Utada, maybe J-pop music is not so widely known in the UK. But then anime is quite big, and then from what I had experienced today on stage, the people seems to be quite accepting to the new concept like us, the boyish girls bands and things like that, and then people respond to it really well. So maybe the J-pop music is something that entertain people can have fun with.
I was really interested in how you first became aware of Takarazuka.
小さい頃から宝塚歌劇団さんが好きでそれで私も宝塚歌劇団さんってすごいやっぱり女性がかっこいい凛々しいって感じで普段とは違うなんか魅力的な感じがしてそれになってみたいなって思ってすごい DVD を見たりあと実際劇場に足を運んで立ち方やなんだろう仕草一つ一つを学んだりそういう本当 DVD とかを見て仕草の勉強してますね。あとダンスとかもやっぱりその女性がかっこいいみたいなダンスを DVD ですかね。
So ever since I was young and I was fan of Takarazuka and I found those Takarazuka performers, even though they were female playing male characters, and it has got certain type of different appeal to it. So I watch DVDs, I went to see their shows, also watch DVDs, and I'm trying to learn from those performances to apply to our performance.
一応あと結成の経緯って多分言われてたと思うんですけど、一応もともと自分たち兄貴分が先輩がいて、でその先輩方の弟分を作ろうということで結成をされてまして、でそこからやっぱり同じような路線を行ってもやっぱ面白くないとかいろいろあったと思うんですけど、スタッフさんのその考えがあるんですけども、そこからどうして新しいものができるかって考えた時に、セシルが言ったように宝塚さんってすごくかっこよかったりとか、本当に日本のみならずやっぱ世界の方々も知ってる方が多かったので、そういうかっこよさだったり女性らしさのあるちょっとそういう文化を取り入れていこうということで今の形にはなったんですけれども、一応やっぱ兄貴分がもともとあって、そこからオーディションを受けて各メンバー揃ってっていう感じです。
In the agency, actually, there was a senior boy band already existed, so they wanted to create some female band or band that kind of goes with them. But then you can't just repeat the same thing, so they were looking for something new and a little bit different. And then came across the idea of Takarazuka, and Takarazuka is also known, kind of widely known that fans across the world, and it's something cool but has got some female touch to it, and so that's how we came about.
This is K-Pop Corner, the hottest show around the globe, dedicated to Korean music and more. Welcome back to the show. You're listening to a special edition of K-Pop Corner. It's a Japanese takeover featuring the Hoopers, beautiful ladies dressed as pretty boys. In part one of the interview, you heard Paul from J-Pop Go and Roxy from MyM magazine. Later on, you'll get to hear other publications asking questions, including Nippon Project, as well as myself at the very end of the show. It was only a small slot, but it was a great interview indeed. Lots of juicy information. Back when everyone sat down and interviewed the Hoopers, the lineup was slightly different than it is today. Currently, the Hoopers are promoting their brand new single, which is called Shamrock and is available to buy on iTunes now. Back when we interviewed them though, Mizuki and Yuhi were part of the group. Now they've been replaced though by Lee and Noah, who you'll see in the greeting video that we've posted on the Facebook page. The address for that is facebook.com/K-Pop Corner UK. You can also get our updates over on Instagram and Twitter, also at K-Pop Corner UK, and that's corner with a K, because it's normally all about Korean music, but this week it's a Japanese takeover featuring the Hoopers. We played you Loving You and Chase You in the Rain, the first two singles by the Hoopers. Now we're going to play you Go Go Dance and Passionate Love, the third and fourth singles by the group. Passionate Love is when member Cecil became a permanent member of the group. I was particularly pleased that Cecil really liked the fruitellas that I gave her when I met her at Hyper Japan's Christmas market. Introducing her to a special treat that I really like. Enjoy these next two songs and then get ready for the second part of the Hoopers interview.
More next.
今年の9月に台湾で初の海外公演をされましたけれども、日本での公演と何か違うところはありましたか？また今回ヨーロッパで何か手応えとしてやっぱり違うなと思うところはありますか？
So earlier this year, then you had a gig in Taiwan, and is there any difference performing to Japanese audience and the Taiwanese audience?
台湾はもうまず人数が違ったよね。
そう規模が本当に大きいもので1万人くらい入る会場でやらせて、
日本でもそんなにいっぱい人が入ったところでパフォーマンスしたことなかったし、日本語の歌を歌ってるから通じるのかなとか、どういう反応なのかなってすごい不安があったんですけど、ステージに立ったらみんな一緒に音楽を楽しんでくれて、なんか音楽ってすごいなって肌で感じたというか、目標を超えたんだと思います。今回も同じ、日本語とか絶対わからないはずだけど、なんかそうどれだけ盛り上がってくれるかっていうのもすごい未知だったんですけど、すごい ごい初めて聴く曲ばっかりなはずなのですっごい盛り上がってくれて音楽とすごい乗れた。
So first of all, the scale of it was totally different. So it was about 10,000 people in there, and we'd never performed in such huge audience before, so we felt really nervous, and also singing in Japanese and weren't really sure how people would respond. But then the people are really great, and then they really enjoyed our music, and then we just felt that music is something that can cross borders. And we also felt the similar thing with the today with the UK audience. People responded really well, and that's something that the music can do.
I have a question. As a group, you guys are performing as the groupers, but you have a shared concept and you guys are performing as a group. But off stage, like what are some unique personalities or traits among each of the individual members?
Do you want to answer from everybody?
Yes.
オフの多分これ本人が言うよりもメンバーが言った方がいい。
Instead of just talking about yourself, it's probably good than somebody else.
Yeah, sure.
Someone else.
Just share like stories or like what you find interesting about each members.
じゃあセナのやつからみんなにみんなに言ってもらったら
Senna, about Senna.
セナ
すごいアニメが大好きなので、なんかアニメアニメが大好きで、やっぱり MC の担当してて、結構元気なキャラ、ステージは元気なキャラなんですけど、意外とこうオフとかになって楽屋になると、アニメとか漫画をすごい真剣に読んでる、なんかまたそこにギャップがあるというか、なんていうのかな、なんか物静かではないですけど、アニメになるとすごい集中力が。
So Senna, she does MC on stage and she's quite an energetic character on stage. But once she goes backstage, she really likes manga or anime, and then when she goes quite quiet and really concentrate on reading all these comics. So that's the kind of gap between her on stage and off stage.
セナ君はもうなんかみんなの本当8人の中でムードメーカー的な存在で、なんかみんな本当誰かに一人打ち込んでたりとかしたら積極的に話しかけに来てくれたり、なんか本当にメンバーの支えであって、なんだろう、なんか優しい本当に一番セシル最年少なんですけど、やっぱりいろいろ話聞いてくれたり、一番ありがとうってことなんですよ。すごいメンバーの支えになってる。ありがとうございます。
So from Cecil about Senna, she's the core member. She supports the group, and she's a great mood maker, and she's trying to make sure that everybody's happy. And also to Cecil particularly, because she's the youngest, and often Senna listens to her, and that's a great help. So I'd like to say thank you.
じゃあ次の方、時間があんまり未来のでも未来はセナです。未来はすごい本当にグループのセンターであったりとか、すごいメインボーカルってことですごい多分一番こうなんだろう、みんなのこう何か背負ってるものが大きいと思うんですけど、でもそういう面ではすごいステージでは本当に堂々とやっぱりいなきゃいけないっていうプレッシャーとか戦いながらすごい頑張ってくださってるんですけどでもバックステージだとすごい本当に素が面白い子で素が本当に面白くて、で今さっきセシが言ってくれたように未来もまた本当にメンバーみんなをよく見てて一人ずつにこう言葉をかけに行ったりとかなんだろう、未来があんまり自分からこうガツガツくる子ではないんですけど、一歩引いたところでこう全体をちゃんと見渡してくれてるからこそ引き出し方がうまくて、チームも優しい優しい
あと唐揚げ大好き。
So about Mirai, she does the main vocal, so I think in a group, and then she has got a very important role, so that's quite a lot for her to carry. And then on stage, and she's great, she does it. But once she goes on stage, and she's actually quite funny, she's a funny girl. But also she's really kind, and she also always makes sure that everybody is happy, and she goes to people and give them advice or listen to any problems. Yeah, so she's great, and she loves karaage.
She loves karaage.
Okay.
次の方ごめんなさい。水木の誰かいける人。
とことん真面目だと思います。すごく真面目で、なんか一つのことにすごい一生懸命になる性格で、でもそれがなんていうんですかね、みんなをそういうところで引っ張ってくれてるっていうか、引き締まる、みんなメンバーも引き締まるなっていうのがすごい思っていて、あとはすごい頑張り屋さんなので、もうとにかく努力家で、映画が大好きなので、映画の話になるとすごくテンションが上がるので、もうありがとうございます。
So Mizuki, she's really, really focused, and she's also very hardworking. So because of her attitude, and then people can learn from it, then that kind of brings the group together. And also she loves movies.
Yuhi さん。ユヒは
お母さん。
まずはでもなんだろう、すごいステージ上ではめっちゃキメキメですごい一番顔も整っててかっこいいとか美しいみたいな言われてるんですけど、裏だと本当に天然というかちょっと言っちゃいけないからバカですごい本当抜けてるんですよね。抜けてる部分がでもいい意味で抜けててなんか自分たちが例えば本番前にすごい緊張してたりとかどうしようドキドキしちゃうっていう時になんかポンっていう言葉が本当に面白くて自分たちの緊張をいい意味で解いてくれるのでなんか普段自分サブリーダーで特になんか役とかもなくて全然みたいなこと言ってるんですけどなんかそういう別に気を使って言った言葉じゃないことが逆に自分たちにとっては一番助かってるというか本当お母さんです。お母さんです。
身の回りのことを絶対やってる生活感にあふれてるメンバーの中に
服畳んでくれたりとか
お母さん
マミ
So Yuhi's like a mom. First of all, she's a sub leader, and on stage, and she's a kind of play this cool, very good-looking, beautiful character. But then backstage, she's actually quite stupid in a good way. But that's what she's stupid. She's not the Japanese fool in the box, but she says all these things, which is funny, and then maybe it's not intentional, but all these things that she said sometimes bring the groups together. And also she does lots of muddery stuff, like folding clothes for people.
This is K-pop Corner, the hottest show around the globe, dedicated to Korean music and more.
Welcome back. Have you been enjoying the show so far? This is a special edition of K-pop Corner, a Japanese takeover featuring the Hoopers. Myself and various other media sat down with the Hoopers and squeezed in a great chat. We've also been treating you to various different songs by the Hoopers, now featuring two new members called Lee and Noah to go alongside Cecil, Makoto, Haruki, Tsubasa, Sena and Mirai. They are promoting a brand new release called Shamrock. It is their 7th single, and it's from a brand new album that's coming out soon. Shamrock is available to download now on iTunes, so be sure to head over there and search for The Hoopers. THEHOOPERS. The Hoopers. They are beautiful ladies dressed as pretty guys, following on from a popular Japanese theatre style called Takarazuka. Earlier in the year we had Nao Masaoka, who is a legend from Takarazuka Review, and now we feature the Hoopers. We have two more songs coming up right now, their 5th and 6th singles, Love Hunter and White Clover. And then we have the final part of the Hoopers interview from Hyper Japan's Christmas market. and you'll get to hear my question at the very end. And guess what it is? I'll leave you to think about it. But it's a question I often ask. Well, I say often ask. It's a question I ask every single group. That might give you a hint. Okay, on with Love Hunter, White Clover, and then the final part of the interview. And I will be back for a special treat at the end.
Sorry, go anywhere.
じゃあ、じゃあ次の方。
セシル。あれ行くか翼。翼が。
京都出身で、さっきの通り宝塚さんが大好きで、なんだろう、その中じゃ一番最年少で、セシルこそ努力家で頑張り屋さんだと思います。なんだろう、泣ける。
セシル紹介ってだけで。
そうだね、裏はなんだろう、ハッピーしか言ってないです。結構いろいろ考えてる子でなんかわかんない、ハッピーっていうのはよく口癖で言うんですけどなんかそのハッピーな意味がちょっと幸せな意味とちょっと違うんじゃないかなと思ってますあまり弱音を吐かない子です。
Cecil, she's the youngest of the members, and she's from Kyoto, as you could tell, and she's a big fan of Takarazuka. And she's a very hard worker, she works really, really hard. Backstage and off stage, I think that she's quite considerate. She thinks a lot, and she uses the word happy a lot, but maybe it doesn't necessarily always means actually happy. Well, but she doesn't know, which is great. 次の
翼の
師匠、セシルの師匠です。なんかバックステージでの翼くんは意外となんかステージに出てる時はなんかほわーって感じなんだろう、なんかその1とか2とか立たなきゃいけない場所とかあるんですけど、そこ立ててなかったりするけど、バックステージで意外と真面目ですごい話聞いてくれたり、本当になんか人間として尊敬してます。私本当になんかいろんなアドバイスをもちろんくれたり、本当人間としての生き方をよく教えてくれますで
も地味に一番翼がその舞台上とバックステージで変わらないし、いい意味で変わらない。
So Tsubasa, well, for Cecil, she's like a teacher for her, and on stage, and then she's not always maybe spot on. Sometimes she forgets the position that she needs to stand in, maybe. But then backstage, she's a really, really nice person. She gives people advice, and how she is, just how she deals with life, and then it's a great learning for Cecil particularly. And also, she's the one that probably appears the same on stage and off stage.
続きましてリーダー誠ですでもセナです。誠はですね最年長なんですけど、でも最年長だからといってでグループのリーダーなんですけど、だからといって別にこうまとめようっていう感じはなく、なんかすごいなんだろうな、若いですねでなんかすごい舞台上ではめっちゃ誠もみんな盛り上がっていこうみたいな感じですごい自分をサポートしてくれるんですけど、でも裏だとすごい可愛くて、なんか一番裏だと若い気がする確
かに若い、
でなんか本当にでも本当になんだろうな、好きなこととかやんなきゃいけないことに関しては一番こう熱心に取り組む姿よく見ますね。なんで俺だけが頑張った
So Makoto is a leader, and she's oldest. She never is bossy or treats people badly or anything, but she's just to stay there as a leader and support people. But backstage, maybe she's really cute, and maybe her mental age is probably the youngest amongst all of us. But then when it comes to something she really loves, and then she's very passionate, she works really hard for it.
ラスト、春樹。
はい、未来です。
未来が言います。
春樹はステージ上だとすっごいもう女の子たちに子猫ちゃんみたいな、すごいナルシストでもう俺かっこいいだろみたいな感じのキメッキメのスタイルなんですけど、もう裏でもその通りです。 裏でもそのまんまで、だけどなんかすごいやっぱりみんなのことを一人ずつをちゃんと見てるから、そのリハーサルの映像だったりとかをもう事細かに最初からもう何十回って見直して、ここはこうだってもうみんなのことをそれぞれ見ててちゃんと教えてくれるすごいいい方です。
ジェントルね。
みんなを見てる。
いい意味ですごい男らしいというか、一番メンバーの中でかっこいい男らしくて、それがもうステージでも楽屋でも全然変わらないから、なんかもう女性よりなんか春樹というなんか一人として見てしまうというか、なんか女性の男性の方っていまだに私はちょっと分からないんですよね。ぐらい中性的でかっこいいなって思います。
一番このグループのなんだろう、その目指してる部分になんか近いというか、一番そこがブレない人。何言ってるの？
なんか久しぶりに褒められた。
だけど裏で未来にはデレデレです。
あと忘れ物多いですねとか。
多いかな。
いやでも最近大丈夫、全然。
あと寝坊が多いですね。
最近ないから。
So Haruki is cool on stage, and then she plays this really cool character. Maybe she's a bit narcissistic, and then really she thinks that she's cool, and actually she's the same off stage. But when it comes to performance, she watches the rehearsal videos over and over again, and she watches everybody, making sure that people are doing right, and then she suggests all the improvements. So she works really hard. So in that sense, she's maybe more like a man person, and it pulls everybody together. And I suppose that she appeared to be more androgynous, which is more like the concept of what we are. But she loves Mirai, and also she forgets things. She often forgets things, and she often comes in late because she overslept. But yeah, that's it. But it's all compliments.
Thank you.
Someone made a video game about your group. What sort of video game would it be and why?
Probably setting in school, maybe romance in school, high school.
今日本で乙女ゲームって言って女の子が男のそのゲームの中の主人公に恋をしてどんな恋をしていけるかとか最終的にどうなるかとかそういうゲームがあるんですけど、そのゲームもなんか中に主人公が何人かいて選べたりとかしてっていうゲームがあるんですけど、フーパーズは完全にそれがリアルに再現できるグループだと思います。なのでゲームするんだったら絶対に乙女ゲームかなって
ぜひどなたか作ってください。
A player can go in and then they can have a romantic relationship with the characters in there. I think the Hoop House members are perfect love interests for those players. So if anybody is looking to make those games, then please come to us.
誰が
More next.
Howdy ho, folks! Welcome back to K-Pop Corner. This has been a special Japanese takeover edition of K-Pop Corner, the hottest show around the globe for Korean music and more. Yes, this is the and more section. You've been listening to the Hoopers all the way through the show. You got to hear a selection of their great music, their fantastic singles. You also got to hear the wonderful interview that we did at Hyper Japan's Christmas market with Paul from J-Pop Go, Roxy from My Air Magazine and MCM, as well as Nippon Project and others. Don't forget you can check out more details about our show. You can find out all the Hyper Japan updates that we normally do over on Facebook, Instagram or twitter.com/K-Pop Corner UK. Check out all shows on mixcloud.com/K-Pop Corner UK. And you can get in touch with me for any reason by going to kpopcorner.com. And in all those instances, that's corner spelt with a K, because it's normally all about Korean music. But this is a special Japanese takeover, because we know you love them so much. Okay, we are at the end of the show, so what better way to see out the show than to play the brand new single by the Hoopers? Mirai, Sena, Tsubasa, Haruki, Makoto, Cecil, and new members Lee and Noah, who replaced Mizuki and Yuhi, are here to stay. They have this brand new single called Shamrock, and we absolutely love it. We know you'll love it too when you listen to it. And once you've heard it, shoot over to iTunes and download it today. Shamrock by the Hoopers. Bye for now, folks. Catch you again very soon. Enjoy this song.
Homes and buildings. Elsewhere, an LGBT rights activist has been granted asylum here in the UK after a 13-year legal battle. And